Welcome back. On the occasion of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's 126th birth anniversary, Prime Minister Modi today unveiled a model of a proposed memorial dedicated to the icon in the Andamans and also named 21 islands after Paramveer Chakra awardees. Soon after, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee claimed that renaming of these islands after martyrs was originally Subhash Bose's idea, and it's being done now by Prime Minister Modi only to gain popularity. So the question that we're asking tonight is, who is appropriating Netaji and his legacy?
नेताजी का स्मारक शहीदों और वीर जवानों के नाम पर ये द्वीप हमारे युवाओं के लिए, आने वाली पीढ़ियों के लिए एक चिरंतर प्रेरणा का स्थल बनेंगे.
Naming islands for freedom fighters, I'm certainly very happy about that.
Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose আন্দামানে যখন গিয়েছিলেন সেলুলার জেল পরিদর্শনে, সেই সময়টা তিনি করে এসেছিলেন.
All right, on the talking point this evening, Sanju Verma is BJP national spokesperson, Professor Manojit Mandal, TMC spokesperson, Narendra Bose is nephew of Netaji Subhash Bose, Shubham Ganguly is a political analyst who's joining us. Let me start with you, Professor Manojit Mandal. The BJP government and Mr. Modi's government, they say no government before them has done as much for Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose and enshrining his legacy and his history, starting with the decision to celebrate January 23rd as Parakram Diwas, the statue of Netaji that has replaced the statue of King George at India Gate here in Delhi. You also have the Prime Minister himself come down in 2021 and dedicate to the nation the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Museum, which was in Elgin Road, which has now been renamed the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Road. So the BJP says that no government, including yours, has done as much to enshrine Netaji's legacy.
No, the examples that you are giving, do they suffice to say that this is the way that we should celebrate the person called Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose? Just erecting a statue, renaming the land. By the way, this island was named by Netaji himself as Swaraj and Shahid lands long time back, we know. And what about declaring 23rd January as holiday? We have been demanding. Let me tell you what BJP is trying to do, not even appropriating. They are trying to misappropriate the legacy of a person who believed in an undivided unit, a secular, democratic and socialist republic of India. A party that enacts a law called CAA to specifically exclude a particular community. That party is lecturing us on Netaji, I think, is the biggest travesty to the person
called Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. What is the link between Netaji and celebrating his legacy and CAA? I mean, can you make the connection? I'm not able to make the connection.
I'll tell you. That's what I'm giving. That's what I'm saying. You are not understanding. Netaji believed in a secular India where even all classes of people, irrespective of the religion, will have their say, right? That's what the belief of Swami Vivekananda as well. Please go through the Chicago speech where he said that I'm proud to belong to a nation that shelter people of persecuted people of all creeds and all religion coming from other countries. Now these people, when they enact the law CAA, completely undermines the legacy of both Vivekananda and Netaji. By the way,
I don't know. I think it's a stretch point, but nonetheless, it's your right to make that point. But let me ask Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, what the TMC and other opposition parties are saying is that it's not like only the Modi government has done stuff to remember Netaji. The museum that we talked about has been functioning since the CPM government in the late 1990s. The decision to rename the airport as the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Airport was taken in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, to say that only the Modi government and the BJP government have done work to enshrine Netaji's legacy, according to TMC and CPM and others, is far from the truth.
Zaka, I think the TMC spokesperson is clearly out of syllabus. The discussion today is not on CAA. And CAA is not an exclusionist policy. It only seeks to give rights to persecuted minorities in some of our neighboring countries. And if you have a problem with that, too bad for you. Learn to live with it. coming to the moot point of the debate, let's be very clear. It was on the 23rd of January 2016, Zaka, that a long pending demand to declassify Netaji's files was given the go-ahead by no less than Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and in the first phase itself, 304 classified files were declassified. There are, of course, more to go, but that will happen subsequently in various phases. Point number 2, let's be very clear that for the first time on the Republic Day parade, on the 26th of January 2019, I want Professor Mandal to listen to this. There are 4 INA veterans, Parmanand Yadav, who was then 99 years old, Lalti Ram, who was then 98 years old, Hira Singh, 97 years old, and Bhaggamal, 95, all from Haryana, who got a pride of place in the Republic Day parade and said, forget about acknowledging their achievements. No government in India in so many decades had even paid them scant respect. Now I will come to the moot point, because he gave a long bhashan on what the BJP is all about appropriating, misappropriating legacy. Do you remember 23rd January 2021? Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Kolkata, and that was the day we decided that not only will we celebrate 23rd January as Parakram Diwas, but we will celebrate it with a lot of fanfare. There was a section in the crowd when Mamata Banerjee started speaking, they started chanting Jai Shri Ram.
Yes.
And the lady walked away from the dais in a huff. You are celebrating Netaji Bose's Karyakram, and as a chief minister, you don't have respect for Narendra Modi. You don't even have respect for Netaji Bose, whose legacy you want to peddle before every election.
Okay.
So you are the hypocrite.
Okay. I'm going to pull back from the political spokesperson. Manojit, I'll come back and give you adequate time to respond. But there are 2 other guests. Kindly, with your permission, there are 2 other guests. I want to go to Mr. Ardendu Bose. I think the most important decision, and you can disagree with me, sir, is what the Modi government did in 2016. The declassification of files related to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. In 2015-16, this decision was first taken. The Prime Minister's office released the first set of 100 files. Subsequently, the Ministry of Home Affairs has released about 30,000 files. The Bengal government has also released a number of files. But do you believe that this long-standing, long-pending demand from not just family members but also fans and followers of Netaji, this is the one action that has the most legitimacy, if you will, of claiming Netaji's legacy? Yes, museum, yes, renaming institutions, renaming roads, all that is fine. But the declassification of files was a long-pending demand which many governments in the past, for whatever reason they chose, did not want to do, and this Modi government has done.
Zaka, let me tell you that the process started much before 2016, and I'm witness to it in the sense that I live in Mumbai, not in Kolkata. And when Narendra Modi ji was the chief minister of Gujarat, living in Ahmedabad, his office got in touch with me in Mumbai and asked me to come and see him because he wanted to meet me. So my wife and I went out. It was before he became, just before when the campaigning was on. We went and we met him and we talked about, first of all, I've seen him on YouTube on many occasions before that when he is making speeches on Netaji. And I was very impressed because he knew the history of Netaji by heart. I mean, he always spoke extempo. Anyway, coming back to that point, at the time when we went to meet him, and that's the time when he sort of sat and discussed this with us. He knew all about, my father was in Ahmedabad, he was in textiles. So that's how we have a connection with Gujarat. And we sat at that time, it was in 2014, early 2014, and he discussed with us a couple of hours, and he met me subsequently after that, and he discussed Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. And I remember the last time I met him then, he got up and he said, look, I'm going on my campaign. So I said, best of luck to you. And he started his campaign in Bengal, because when he was here, he was on the Maidan, my cousin phoned me and said, look, have you met Narendra Modi. So
Yeah.
I said, yes, met him a couple of weeks ago. And he said, they was on the Maidan talking about Netaji and my father being in Ahmedabad, etc., etc. So his knowledge of Netaji has been for many years. And as far as the Andamans, and he named them Shaheed and Swaraj. Yes, I agree. But what did the government in 1947 do? 1945, 46, it went back to being called Havelock.
Yeah.
And Kings and Havelock or whatever it is. Went back, right through the time of the Congress Party. It remained Andamans and Havelock and whatever the other one was, right?
Neil Island.
Narendra Modi went back
Beautiful island.
and renamed it. Yeah, Neil, that's it. And he went back and he had them named again based on what Netaji wanted. Hats off to him. So I'm sorry, Professor Mondal, he's got his facts wrong.
Okay, Professor Mondal, I'll come to you in just one second. Shubham Ganguly has also been very patiently waiting. I think the one sort of unfinished agenda, as it were, was about the circumstances leading up to his death. And I know this is a back and forth that's been going on for the last 70 plus years. But in 2017, the Modi government set up a new committee headed by retired Justice Manoj Mukherjee to look into the findings of the circumstances leading up to Netaji's death. We don't know the result that they came to. And then in 2019, there was the DNA test that was ordered, again, on the remains that were kept in a Japanese temple. The results of that test were not officially revealed. So is this the sort of last, perhaps unfinished business when it comes to Netaji's legacy? Shubham Ganguly?
Listen, the BJP using Netaji for political gain isn't anything new, and not just Mamata Banerjee today, but Anita Bose, a few days ago, some 2-3 days ago, in an interview, clearly said that the BJP and the RSS are using Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose as a political tool, and that his ideology is poles apart from that of the BJP and the RSS. I would like to quote on his birth anniversary some lines from Subsukh Chan. The debate was going on regarding the CAA topic. In Subsukh Chan, the INA's anthem, it says, "Har subeh ke rehne wale, har mazhab ke prani, sab bhed aur fark mita ke, sab god mein teri aankhein, goondhe prem ki mala." Does the BJP and the RSS believe in this? Sanju Verma, madam, was saying that it's not a debate on the CAA. It's an inclusion. It's a thing to create inclusion in the Indian society, but keeping out Muslims from that bill, from that act. Is it inclusionary or exclusionary? Does
No, first of all, once again, I'm sorry I'm interrupting, but first of all, I'm still not able to understand the connection between Subhash Chandra Bose's legacy and the CAA argument. Number two, there's a factual correction there. I don't think the CAA ever envisaged keeping all Muslims out. It just kept people. What it has done is allowed persecuted minorities in Muslim-dominated countries, Muslim-majority countries, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Pakistan, etc., to be able to come to India and claim citizenship. Anyway, I think we're digressing. I think I want to come back to the issue of Netaji and his legacy and this political war between TMC and BJP on who better represents Netaji's legacy. Okay? No, so Professor Mondal, in all fairness, you can respond now, yes.
No, first of all, you lecture on Netaji extempore, fine. Mr. Modi is a terrific orator. But look what you have done to his legacy. Planning Commission. Planning Commission was conceived of by none other than Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. They have abolished it to destroy the fabric of the planning, economic planning. Come back to this 2021, 23rd January, Victoria Memorial অনুষ্ঠান. First of all, this is happening in front of the Victoria, that itself was a travesty. Victoria Memorial Hall still, I think, symbol of servitude of India. Point number one. And chanting Jai Shri Ram in a program that is dedicated to Netaji, again rubbish. It should have been Jai Hind. I tell you, not what is this. You have an time. Not forget about Anita Bose. Even their member Chandra Kumar Bose today said that RSS, This is what Netaji would not have done.
Why
Scuttling,
is
muddling
chanting
other
Jai
boys.
Shri Ram
Scuttling,
a problem?
muddling other boys.
Jai
This
Shri
would
Ram
have been
is a
done by
secular
Netaji.
slogan.
That's
Sir,
what you
Sanju,
people do.
Sanjuji, I'm
Do
coming
not
to
believe
you.
in the
I'm coming to
freedom
you.
of-
Let him
freedom
finish.
of
Now, one at a
speech.
time, please.
You do
Otherwise,
not
it's not
believe in
serving any
freedom of
purpose.
speech.
I'll come to you,
not
Sanju
the-
Verma.
I
But
tell you,
one
it's
second,
not
one
about-
second. Manojit Mandal Sahab. You know, whatever
Yes.
slogan was raised, whatever slogan may or may not have been raised, you don't expect the chief minister and a veteran like Mamta Didi to, create a huff and walk off from the stage
I tell you,
because
I challenge
somebody
you.
raised a slogan.
Mr. Jacob, I challenge you. Show me 2 instances of Government of India program where Jai Shri Ram slogan is chanted. Show me 2 instances, 2 other instances. I gave you 7 days time. Please
No,
show me.
you're
This was
missing the
done
point.
deliberately
You're
to
missing the
Mamta
point.
Didi. No,
The issue is
I'm
not with the
missing
chanting
point.
of the slogan.
Come back.
The issue is
Yes,
how does one
it was
respond to it?
deliberately
How does one
done
respond to it? Anyway,
I have
again,
got every right to
I'm
respond to the
sorry.
way.
Again, I feel like we're
Yes.
digressing.
Come back.
So-
yes,
May I please-
let me come back to the point
Yes.
at hand.
No, this
Yes.
man has been
It's not
eating up too
about
much of airtime.
excluding a particular
You
community.
can't allow him
It's
a moment.
about following Netaji's idea of India,
Okay.
which this party does not follow.
Okay, Sanju Verma,
including
final word.
muddling voices
Your idea
people
of
on
India,
TV.
your party does not believe in Netaji's idea of India. So no matter how many museums you open, no matter how many files you declassify, you'll never be his true legatee. That's what
It's only
that's what Manojit
lecturing,
Mandal is saying.
lecturing and lecturing.
Let Sanju Verma respond, please.
I
Thank
think
you.
you're
Yeah,
screaming.
only Sanju Verma.
Okay. There was a political analyst here who, before the TMC panelist, said, Anita Bose, who stays in Germany, and Netaji's daughter, she's clearly said that, Netaji's ideology and the BJP RSS ideology are poles apart. He very conveniently suffers from selective amnesia. Last year in September 2022, when Netaji's 28 feet tall statue was inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi at India Gate, which has never been done after more than 70 years of post-independent India, in a telephonic call, and this is a News 18 report, in a telephonic call from Germany, what did Anita Bose say? She said, I'm very happy about the prompt decision by Narendra Modi. This should have happened decades back, but better late than never. I'm also very thankful to the Modi government for declassifying Netaji's files. This is Anita Bose's statement in the public domain. So when Netaji's kith and kin are applauding the Modi government, do we need a certificate from TMC? Do we need a certificate from Mamata Banerjee? Do we need a certificate from some leftist people who try and masquerade as political analysts on national television?
Okay.
And the last thing, Zaka,
Yeah.
last thing.
Quickly, ma'am, quickly,
I
yeah.
repeat, the people who talk against CAA, they will never talk about how in Balochistan, Hindus are being butchered, raped and mutilated. Himmat hai to talk about the Hindus in Balochistan, then talk about CAA.
I think it's only fitting that I give Mr. Ardindu Bose the final word. Mr. Bose, political contestations will go on the legacy of Netaji Bose, who represents him better, or who represents him more adequately. That's fine. That's par for course. What I want to know from you, as a kith and kin of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, is what is the unfinished agenda? What next needs to be done to make sure that there is some closure to his legacy and to his history and a passing on, if you will, of the baton?
Okay, 2 things. First of all, Professor Mandal is demanding, and the TMC is demanding, that a holiday should be announced on the 23rd of January. I am against it. I mentioned, and I'm sure Netaji would be against it, because if you, one day off, one day chutti, means thousands of crores lost in this country. I'm sure Subhash Chandra Bose would never have agreed. Point A.
Okay.
And about Anita, she's my cousin, and we've had lots of chats about that. And unfortunately, I do feel that over the years, many years, she's been misled by some members of our family. It happens in every family.
All right.
And I believe my sister saw a program where she came and she said that, well, if the RSS is now accepting the ideology, adapting the ideology of Netaji, she says, I have no objection.
No problems. All right. I'm completely out of
sorry,
time.
what
Thank
is
you
the
very
last
much
thing you
to
asked
all
me,
our
right?
guests. Let's see how this legacy war, as it were, continue between the BJP and TMC over Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose.